Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Said Ali Abbas and today we are going to talk about the differential equations that are reducible to homogeneous form. So this is our lecture number 6. In the last lecture we have studied about homogeneous functions, homogeneous differential equations, and we have also seen that how we can solve a homogeneous differential equation. So I will suggest you to watch my last lecture, that is lecture number 5, related to homogeneous differential equation, as it is going to help you to understand this lecture more easily. So the purpose of this short course is to provide general and to the point information that is required for understanding differential equations. I am just covering the basic definitions and the relevant concepts regarding the differential equation course. So let's start. So what we are going to discuss today? So we are going to discuss the differential equations that are reducible to homogeneous form. We are also going to discuss the cases that are related to these differential equations that are reducible to homogeneous form, and most importantly we are going to learn that how we can identify these sort of differential equations and how we are going to solve these sort of differential equations. So let's start with the basics. So first we have to clarify our concepts, that what sort of equations are the equations that are reducible to homogeneous form. So let's say if we have a differential equation that look like this. So in this differential equation you can see we have two types of function here. So first function is that particular function, that is a function of x and y with some coefficients a1, b1 as a coefficient of x and y respectively, and some constant c1. And here we have another function of x and y with some coefficient of x and y as a2 and b2 and some constant c2. So we have to check that these two functions are homogeneous or not. If these two functions are homogeneous, then we have a case of a homogeneous differential equation. But if these two functions are not homogeneous, then we have a case of a differential equation that is reducible to homogeneous differential equation. So let's say that this function is m and this particular function is over n function. So in order to check that a particular function is homogeneous or not, it should have to satisfy this particular relationship, that is f of zx comma zy should be equal to z to power n of f of xy. So if any function will be called homogeneous function if it satisfies this relationship. So here z is basically a non-zero real number. So if these two functions are homogeneous of same degree, then this particular differential equation will be called a homogeneous differential equation. But if these two functions are not homogeneous, then this differential equation will be called a reducible to homogeneous differential equation. So let's start by checking. So if we have to check that our function m is homogeneous or not, the method we use that I have discussed in our lecture number 5, that we have to multiply z with each variable that is involved in that particular function that you are checking. So the function we have, that is our m function, it contains variable x and variable y. So if we have to multiply z, then we have to multiply z by that x and z by that y, and that constant will be left out because it is a constant and we have to multiply z by only variables. So because of this constant c1, we will not be able to transform our function to look like this. It means we can say that this function is not a homogeneous function, because on multiplying by z we cannot transform this function to look like this, or this function will not going to satisfy this particular relationship. So our m function will not be called a homogeneous function. Same case will be applied for this function. As this function we have to in order to check this function we have to multiply z with x here, and we have to multiply z with y here, and this constant will be again left out. So again this function, that is our function n, will not going to be transformed to look like this, or we can say that this function will not satisfy this particular relationship. So both of our function m and n are basically not homogeneous function just because of these constants. If we are able to eliminate these constants c1 and c2, then we have a homogeneous differential equation. But for instance, we have these constants available c1 and c2 in our functions. We can't say that these functions are homogeneous. So in order to make this differential equation, we have to eliminate these constants c1 and c2. So this is the major theme of these sort of differential equations that are reducible to homogeneous differential equation. So this particular differential equation is basically not homogeneous differential equation just because of the constants that are appearing inside these differential equations like c C1 and C2. So this differential equation is not a homogeneous differential equation, but we can reduce these differential equations into a homogeneous differential equation. So we have to discuss some cases that will help us to provide the particular substitution that will going to help us to transform this non-homogeneous differential equation into a homogeneous differential equation. So the very first case is that we have to find the ratios. We have to find the ratio A1 over A2 and B1 over B2. A1, A2, B1, B2 are the coefficients of x and y here. You can see in the differential equation respectively. So A1, A2, B1, B2 are the coefficients of x and y. So if we are if we solve the ratios A1 over A2, or we may say that if we are going to find the ratios of A1, A2 and B1 and B2, and if they are not equal, if the ratios comes as not equal, we are going to substitute the value of x as capital X plus h and the value of y as capital Y plus k. So this particular substitution will transform our differential equation into a homogeneous differential equation, and we are able to get our desired results. So first we have to identify that we have a case of reducible to homogeneous form. Then we have to find these ratios. If these ratios are not equal, then we have to substitute x is equal to capital X plus h and y is equal to capital Y plus k, and with the help of this substitution we are able to transform our non-homogeneous differential equation into a homogeneous differential equation. And then in the lecture number 5 I have told you the technique to solve the homogeneous differential equation, and by applying those techniques we are able to solve this differential equation further. And secondly, we have case number 2 here, that if your required ratios comes up as equal. So if your ratios are equal, then you have to substitute z is equal to a1x plus b1y, and with the help of this substitution you are able to transform your differential equation directly into a separable equation, and separable equation are somehow easily solvable, so you just have to integrate it and you will get your desired result. So this is the major theme, that how we are going to proceed. First we will identify that we have a case of differential equation that is reducible to homogeneous differential equation. Then we will find these ratios, that is a1 over a2, b1 over b2. If these ratios are not equal, then we are going to do that particular substitutions, and if these ratios comes up as equal, then we are going to substitute z is equal to a1x plus b1y. So I'm going to show you each and every step, and I'm going to show you each and every details regarding these cases and case 1 and case 2 through some examples. So we are going to solve some examples, and this will help you to understand it in more better way, that how we are going to deal with these sort of equations and how we are going to reduce these non-homogeneous differential equations into a homogeneous differential equation. So let's start with our examples. So here we have an example. So this example is related to case number 2 that I have explained in the last slide. So with the help of this example we will try to understand that how a non-homogeneous differential equation can be reduced into a homogeneous differential equation. So let's start. So the very first step will be, we have to identify that the differential equation we have is basically a differential equation that is reducible to a homogeneous differential equation. So it is very clear that the polynomials that are appearing in the numerator and denominator of this differential equation on the right hand side both contain some constant. So this polynomial contains a constant that is positive 5, and the polynomial written in the denominator contains a constant that is -1. So if because of these constants we can say that these two polynomials or these two functions are basically non-homogeneous function, because whenever you have some constant that appear like this, it will create trouble for a function to be called homogeneous. So in order to check that these two functions are homogeneous or not, we know that a function is called homogeneous if it satisfies this particular relationship, that is f of zx comma zy should be equal to z to power n, and we have original function here f of xy. So that function will be called homogeneous of some degree n if it satisfies that relationship. So both of these functions will fail that test to satisfy that particular equation because of these constants that are appearing in them. So whenever you multiply z with the variables involved in these two functions, that if you multiply z by x here, by y here, that 5 is constant, so it will be left out, and because of this you can't transform your function to look like this. like according to the definition of homogeneous function. So both of these functions will not become a homogeneous function just because of these constants that are appearing in them. It means that we have to eliminate these constants in order to make this differential equation look like a homogeneous differential equation. So that is why we are now clear that we have a case of differential equation that is reducible to homogeneous form. So both of these functions are basically not a homogeneous function, so I'm writing here that they are non-homogeneous, not homogeneous, so that are not homogeneous. So our step number 1 is clear. We have clear that we have a case of a differential equation that is reducible to homogeneous differential equation. Now step number 2 is we have to find the values of a1, a2 and b1, b2. These values will help us to identify which case we have, and with the help of our case that we have discussed in the previous slide, we will be able to apply that particular substitutions, and that substitution will help us to reduce this differential equation into a homogeneous form, or you may say homogeneous differential equation. So first we have to find the values of a1 and a2, and also b1 and b2. So the value of a1 is basically the coefficient of x from the polynomial appearing in the numerator. So the coefficient of x is 1 here, so I have a1 is equal to 1. a2 is coefficient of x, that is the polynomial written in the denominator, so here coefficient of x is 2, so you have to write 2 here. b1 is basically the coefficient of y from the numerator, so here we have -2 as a coefficient, so I have to write -2 here. And b2 is a coefficient of y that is written in the denominator, the polynomial written in the denominator, so its coefficient of y is basically 1 here, so I have to write 1 here because the coefficient of y is 1 here. Now we have to find the ratios, that is we have to find a1 over a2, as a1 is equal to 1 and a2 is equal to 2, so a1 over a2 is 1 over 2. Now we have to find b1 over b2, so b1 is -2 and b2 is basically 1, so it will be equal to -2. So it is very clear that both ratios are not equal, so we can write it as that a1 over a2 is not equal to b1 over b2, as it is clear that 1 over 2 is not equal to -2. It means that we have here case number 1. So we have case number 1 here. You can see that if these ratios are not equal, then according to case number 1 we have to substitute small x is equal to capital X plus h and small y is equal to capital Y plus k. So I'm going to start with these substitutions. So we have small x, we have to substitute small x is equal to capital X plus h and small y is equal to capital Y plus k. So I'm going to replace the values of an x and y in the original differential equation by x plus h and the value of y by y plus k respectively, and that dy by dx is also get replaced by capital Y and capital X, because from these two equations we can say that dy over dx is basically equal to dy capital Y and d capital X. So it is very clear. So I'm going to do these replacements in the original differential equation. So our original differential equation will become dy over dx, and we have to replace that x by x plus h. So I'm going to write here x plus h and -2y here, so y is replaced by y plus k, so the final terms will be -2y and -2k, as 2 is multiplying with y, so I have to write -2y and -2k, and plus 5 will be in the end. Same will be done in the denominator, so we have 2x in the denominator, so it will be it will give us 2x plus 2 times of h, because x is replaced by x plus h and y is replaced by y plus k, so we have y plus k and -1. Now we have to arrange this differential equation, like we are going to write the values of x and y in the start and the remaining values in the end. So our final form will be dy over dx is equal to x minus 2y, and we have plus here, and I'm writing these terms in the brackets to highlight them. That is h minus 2k plus 5, and we have to do similar thing in the denominator. We have 2x and plus y, and the other terms are written inside the brackets. That is, we will have 2h plus k, and we have minus 1 here in the brackets. So now we have identified in our case in step number 1. Then we have found the ratios that identified that our cases, that we have case number 1, that is step number 2. Step number 3 is we have substituted this particular substitutions in our original differential equation, and we got this. Now step number 4 is that we have to eliminate the values that are written inside the brackets. So we have to put these values equal to 0. That is our step. That is our new step. So we are going to eliminate these values, that is h minus 2k plus 5 and 2h plus k minus 1, as these values are like constant values. So removing these constant values, when we remove these constant values, the final form of our differential equation will become a homogeneous differential equation. So in order to make this differential equation look like homogeneous differential equation, we have to eliminate h minus 2k plus 5 and 2h plus k minus 1. So our next step will be we have to put these values equal to 0. So I am going to write here that h minus 2k plus 5 is equal to 0. Similarly, 2h plus k minus 1 equal to 0. So now I have to solve for the values of h and k. So just think these equations as simultaneous equations. So we have to solve this simultaneous equation, and we have to find the values of h and k from them. So before finding the value of h and k, I am going to multiply this equation by 2. So we will find it easier to solve. So it will become 2h minus 2 times 4, 4k, and 2 5 times 10 equal to 0. So this is our equation number, let's say A, and this is our equation number, let's say B, and this is our equation number C. So now I'm going to subtract equation number A and B. So I'm just writing equation number B just below it, that is just below the equation number A, that is 2h plus k and minus 1 equal to 0, as I'm going to subtract this equation. So as in the case of subtraction, we have to change the sign. So this positive will become negative, this will also become negative, this will become positive. So 2h will cancel out, minus 4k minus k will become minus 5k, and 10 plus 1 will become 11, and we have equal to 0. So after solving, our values of k will be 11 over 5. We will get 11 over 5 as a value of k. So now if you put the value of k is equal to 11 or 5 in any of these equations, that like in equation A, B or C, you will get the value of h by that will be h is equal to minus 3 over 5. As I have already solved it, so I'm not going in complete steps. You can put the value of k, that is 11 over 5, in any of these equations, and you will get the value of h, that is minus 3 over 5. Now we have to put these values back into the substitutions from where we started. So we have started with these substitutions, that is x is equal to capital X plus h. So I'm going to write over here that over small x is equal to capital X plus h, and the value of h is minus 3 over 5. So we have to write here minus 3 over 5, and the small y is equal to y plus k. So our value of k is 11 over 5, so we have to write y plus 11 over 5. So let me erase it so that I can write it in a more proper way. So we have here 11 over 5. Now our new step will be, as we have put these values that are written inside the brackets equal to 0, so the final differential equation will be dy over dx is equal to x minus 2y over 2x plus y, and it is now a homogeneous differential equation, as we got rid of from these terms. So the remaining terms are basically terms that defines that both of these functions are basically homogeneous function. So now we will start from this differential equation. So we will write that our final differential equation is dy over dx is let me see, we have x minus 2y and 2x plus y. We have x minus 2y and 2x plus y. Now it is clear that both of these functions that are appearing in denominator and numerator are homogeneous function. It means we have now a homogeneous differential equation. So our differential equation is now become a homogeneous differential equation. We have reduced our differential equation into a homogeneous differential equation. So now with the help of steps that I've explained in our lecture number 5, that how to solve homogeneous differential equation, we will be able to transform this homogeneous differential equation into a separable differential equation, and then we will just integrate it and will get our desired result. So when you have a homogeneous differential equation, you have to substitute y over x equals v. I have told in these steps in the last lecture, that is lecture number 5. Now you can write this equation as y is equal to xv. Now you have to take a derivative on both sides with respect to x, so it will become dy over dx. So you have to apply product rule over here. So first function as it is, you have to take derivative of second function, that is dv with respect to x. Now second function as it is, and you have to take derivative of first function, that is x. So derivative of x with respect to x will become 1. Now I am going to replace that dy by dx by dy over dx here. So I'm going to put this value, that is x dv over dx plus v equals to dy over dx over there. So replacing this value, we will get x dv over dx plus v. We have now x minus 2y, we have to put the value of y over there, that is y is equal to xv. So I am going to write here x minus 2xv, and we have in the denominator 2x plus y, and the value of y is xv. So I am going to write xv here too. So after taking x common from the numerator and denominator, x will cancel out, and the final form will be 1 minus 2v, and here we have 2 plus v, and that positive v will become negative v when we move towards the right, and the final form will be here x dv over dx. Now we have to solve it. So after solving, we will get 2 plus v, we will have 1 minus 2v, and minus v have to multiply by 2, it will become minus 2v, and minus v multiplied by plus v will become minus v square, and we have here x dv over dx. Now solving further, we will have x dv over dx, and after taking minus common, we will have the final form here, that is v square and plus 4v, and we have minus 1, and we have 2 plus v in the denominator. So we can move that minus sign over there in our next step. So we can move that minus x over there, and we have dv over dx over here, and we have here v square plus 4v and minus 1, and we have 2 plus v here. Now this particular equation is basically a separable differential equation. We have now converted our homogeneous differential equation into a separable differential equation. We can separate the functions of v and function of x here, and we can write this equation in the manner, we can write it as 2 plus v over v square plus 4v minus 1 dv, and we will have that minus 1 over x dx. We can arrange this differential equation to look like this. So this is our separable differential equation. Now we just have to integrate. So integrating both sides. So here you can see that the function written in the denominator, its derivative is 2v plus 4. So we can make 2v plus 4 in the numerator. So we have to multiply and divide by 2. So I am going to multiplying and dividing by 2 for this integral. The numerator will become now, after multiplying by 2, 2v plus 4, and we have v square plus 4v minus 1 dv, and we can write here minus 1 over x dx. So as the derivative of denominator is appearing in the numerator, so this integral will be equal to log of v square plus 4v minus 1, and similar is the case for here. The derivative of x is 1 written in the numerator, so we can write it as log of x, and we have to add some constant, so I'm adding as log of some constant c1. It is equal to some constant. So by using the property of log, we can write it as log of v square plus 4v and minus 1 to power 1 over 2, applying property of logarithm. And again here we can apply a property of log, that is log of c1 minus log of x is basically equal to log of c1 over x. So it is basically capital X. Let me erase it. So this is basically capital X. So this is capital X. Now taking anti-log on both sides, so this log will cancel out, and we have our final form, that is v square plus 4v minus 1 to power 1 over 2 here, and we have c1 over x here. Now I am going to apply square on both sides, so we have to apply square on both sides, square on both sides. So that square will cancel out this. So the final form will be, I am going to write it on my next page, that is v square plus 4v minus 1, that is v square plus 4v minus 1, and we have on the right hand side, that is c1 square and x square. As you already know that after converting our differential equation into homogeneous differential equation, we have substituted y over x equals v. So now we have to put the values back. So I am going to put the value of y, that is equal to y over x, in our given equation, in our equation that we have. So I am going to replace that v by y over x, so it will become y square over x square plus 4, that v will be replaced by y by its value. It will become 4y over x and minus 1 as it is, and we have c1 square over x square. Now solving further after taking LCM, so we have x square here, we can write y square here, we will write 4 y and x, and we will write x square here, and we have c1 square and x square. Now now we have to put the values of y2, as it is clear that in the start of this question, as it is related to case number 1, we have substituted small x is equal to capital X plus h and small y is equal to capital Y plus k. So our small x is basically equal to capital X minus 3 over 5, and our small y was equal to capital Y plus k, and the value of k we have found is 11 over 5. I have shown these substitutions in the very start of the question. So now we have to put the values of capital X and Y back into our given equation. So our capital X will be equal to, after moving that minus 3 over 5 on the left hand side of the equation, it will be equal to x plus 3 over 5, and our capital Y will be equal to after moving that 11 over 5 on the left hand side of the equation will become minus 11 over 5. So it will become capital Y is equal to small y minus 11 over 5. So now I'm going to replace these values in our equation. So this x square will be cancelled out. So our y square will be replaced by small y minus 11 over 5 and whole square plus 4 times of y. The value of capital Y is y minus 11 over 5. So we have to write here y minus 11 over 5, and our x will be x plus 3 over 5. That minus will, after moving on the left hand side of the equation, will become positive. So it will be x plus 3 over 5. So now we have in the end is x square. So value of capital X is x plus 3 or 5. So we have to write here too, that is x plus 3 over 5 whole square, and we will be left with only c1 square here. So this is our final result. So in this way we are going to reduce our differential equation, that is the non-homogeneous differential equation, into a homogeneous differential equation. And after converting into homogeneous differential equation, we have studied the steps involved in homogeneous differential equation. After doing that particular substitution, we are able to get our desired results. Now we will move towards our example number 2, that is related to case number 2. So this is our example number 2, and this example is related to case number 2. So now let's start. So the very first step is same, that we have to identify that our differential equation is basically a differential equation that is reducible to homogeneous form. So it is very clear that the functions appearing here with differential of x and differential of y are 2x plus y plus 1 and 4x plus 2y minus 1 respectively. Both of these functions contain some constant. So the constant here is positive 1 and the constant here is negative 1. So if we are going to check that these two functions are homogeneous or not, then it will fail the condition because of the constants that are appearing in them. Means if you are going to multiply z with the variable x here and with the variable y here, that constant 1 will be left out, and because of that constant you will be unable to satisfy that particular function for a function to be called homogeneous. And same will be the case for a function that is written over here, that when you multiply z with x here and y here, that minus 1 will be left out, and because of this constant we will be unable to satisfy that this function is basically a homogeneous function. So both of these functions are not homogeneous function because of the constant that are appearing in them. It means that we have a case of differential equation that is reducible to homogeneous differential equation. Now the step number 2 is we have to find the values of a1 a2 and b1 b2 respectively. With the help of these values we are going to check that which case we have, either we have case 1 or case number 2. So first we have to find the values of a1 a2, and similarly we have to find b1 and b2. So a1 is basically the coefficient of x over here, so it is 2. a2 is the coefficient of x from there, so it is basically 4. And the b1 is coefficient of y from here, it is 1. And b2 is coefficient of y from there, that is 2. So now we have to find the ratios. So we have to find a1 over a2. So a1 is basically 2 and a2 is 4, so it will become 1 over 2. And we have to find b1 and b2. So b1 is 1 and b2 is 2, so we have 1 over 2. So a1 over a2 is 1 over 2 and b1 over b2 is also 1 over 2. So it is very clear that a1 over a2 is equal to b1 over b2. It means we have here case number 2. So this is our case number 2. Case number 2. So in case number 2 we have to substitute z is equal to a1x plus b1y. What a1x and b1y is? This is basically over a1x, this is over b1y, this is our constant number 1, yeah, c1, and this is over a2x, this is b2y, and this is our constant c2. So a1x plus b1y means that we have to substitute 2x plus y is equal to z. So we are going to substitute here, that is z is equal to 2x plus y. Now we have to take a differential on both sides, so it will become dz is equal to 2 dx and we have dy. Now I have to find the value of differential of y here, so the value of differential of y will be dy is equal to dz minus 2 dx. And it should be clear that in our given differential equation we can write that particular part, that is 4x plus 2y minus 1, like this. We can write this part as, after taking 2 common from first two terms, we can write it as 2 times of 2x plus y minus 1 brackets and dy equal to 0. So now I'm going to replace all these substitutions and the values of differential of y in the original differential equation. So we will get that 2x plus y will be replaced by z, so we will get z plus 1 dx plus that 4x plus 2y is equal to 2 times of 2x plus y, so we are going to write it as 2, and that 2x plus y is equal to z, so we are going to write z here, and we have minus 1 here and dy, and the value of dy, that is differential of y, is dz minus 2 dx, so we are going to write that is dz minus 2 dx and equal to 0. Now we have to write z plus 1 dx plus, we have to multiply these two brackets, so 2z after multiplication with dz will become 2z dz. 2z after multiplying with minus 2 dx will become minus 4 times of z, and we have dx. Now we have to multiply that minus 1 with dz, it will become minus 1 dz, and that minus minus will become positive, and we have to multiply 1 by 2 dx, so it will become 2 dx, and we have equal to 0 over here. So we have multiplied it. Now we have to separate the differential of x and differential of z, so I'm separating the differential of x, that is z plus 1 written over here, and we have minus 4z, so minus 4z, and we have plus 2, we have plus 2 brackets, and dx is basically common here. And now we will separate dz, so we have 2z here, 2z, we have minus 1 here, and we have dz here common, and now it is equal to 0. So after solving we will get 3 minus 3z, and we have differential of x here, and now we have 2z minus 1, and we have differential of z here equal to 0. So now we can take 3 common from here, and our final equation will be 1 minus z dx, and plus we have 2z minus 1 over here, and differential of z, that is dz, equals 0. Now I'm going to divide each term by 1 minus z, so our final equation will become 3 dx plus 2z minus 1 over 1 minus z dz, and that is equal to 0. So I have multiplied, so I have divided each term by 1 minus z. So now I'm writing this same equation on my next page, that is we have 3 dx plus 2z minus 1 over 1 minus z, and we have dz here, and equal to 0. So you can see that we have a case of separable differential equation here. Now we have to just integrate it, and we will get our desired results. So now we are going to integrate both sides. So we are going to integrate that we are going to integrate that, and we are going to integrate that too. So the integral of 3 will give us 3x plus, in order to integrate that particular fraction, this fraction is basically a improper fraction. So to integrate improper fraction, we usually convert this improper fraction into a proper fraction. So we to convert a improper fraction into a proper fraction, we have to divide. So I'm going to divide over here, that is we have to divide 1 minus z and 2z minus 1. So I'm going to multiply that by minus 2. So 1 multiplied by minus 2 will be minus 2, and minus z multiplied by minus 2 will become 2z. Minus z multiplied by minus 2 will become minus 2z, sorry, plus 2z. Now we have to change the signs, so it will cancel out. So 2 minus 1 will be 1. So we can write that integral as minus 2, that is our quotient, plus remainder is 1, divided by that divisor, that is 1 minus z, and we have dz here, and integral of 0 will be 0. So I'm writing just constant, I'm adding that constant over here, that is on the right hand side of the equation, that is c1. So now we can write this integral as 3x, I'm separating integral here, 3x minus 2 dz plus integral of 1 over 1 minus z dz, and we have constant c1 here. So we have 3x minus integral of 2 will give us 2z. So in order to find that integral, it is very clear that the derivative of the denominator is minus 1. So we can make minus 1 in the numerator by just multiplying or dividing by minus 1. So we can write this integral as minus 1 over minus 1 over 1 minus z dz equals to c1. So now we can write it as 3x minus 2z minus, as the derivative of the denominator is available in the numerator, so this integral will be equal to log of 1 minus z, and here we have constant c1. Now we have to replace the value of z back, as we know that value of z is basically 2x plus y. We have substituted in the start of this question, so we have to write z is equal to 2x plus y. So putting the value of z here, that is 2x plus y minus log of 1 minus, and again putting the value of z, that is 2x plus y, it will become 2x minus y, and we have some constant c1 over here. Now solving that, 2 times will become 4x, so 3x minus 4x will be minus x, and 2 y times will become 2y, so we have basically minus 2y over here, then minus log, we have 1 minus 2x minus y equal to c1. So we can simplify it further, but for instance it is enough. So that this is our required solution. So in this way we are going to reduce the differential equations that belong to case number 2 into a separable differential equation. So this sums up today's lesson. I hope you understood it clearly. So thank you so much for being here.